Hello, my name is Natasha,
Hi, I'm Quincy.
and welcome back to Lessons My Son Taught Me, the podcast. And today we're going to be talking about how to enjoy traveling with kids.
Mhm.
So, before we get started, cue the theme song. All right. So, today Quincy and I are talking about this wonderful experience that we had the opportunity to indulge in
Mhm.
about maybe 2 years ago in 2022.
Yeah.
It was a what? It was essentially a 15th birthday present to yeah,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
him.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, first of all, let me explain. Quincy doesn't excite easily
Mhm.
at all. So when I first presented it to him in December of 2021 as a birthday present, I put so much thought into it. I put um, a couple of rhymes together because that's what I'm going to do,
Mhm.
and basically shared, surprise, you're going to Italy and Greece. Y'all, I kid you not, this kid's expression at 15 was, "Oh, wow. Thank you, Mama. I appreciate it."
I don't think I did it like that, but
He did it just like that, y'all. Same intonation and everything.
mm.
And I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like, I just said you're going to Italy and Greece." He's like, "Yeah, I'm so excited." Like, what? If you don't shout, jump, run around something,
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, no, I don't. I don't know. It was a while ago now, but like,
that's what you did.
yeah, I
That's my
guess.
story, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay.
But anyway, it was something special that I wanted to do for him. And we were both going to be going on this trip. It was going to be led by a gentleman by the name of Brian Diamond. Special hello to Mr. Diamond and his wife, Lisa. They are former colleagues of mine with whom I worked with at a former middle school.
Mm.
I wanted to say a special hello to them because he is a volunteer firefighter. And earlier this year, he was involved in an unfortunate uh, incident where there was an explosion at a home in which he lost a fellow firefighter, Trevor Brown. But Brian Diamond made it out, not without, of course, um, sustaining lots of injuries. But special hello to him, his lovely wife Lisa, and their family, because he was the one that organized, coordinated, and led this trip
Mhm.
back in 2022.
Mm.
And I am forever grateful to him because we have these
Yeah.
memories. And we were off to Italy and Greece in July
Mhm.
of 2022. It was probably about 12 or 8, I want to say 18 kids
Mhm. Yeah.
and about 12 adults. I was considered one of the chaperones and not knowing what to expect, okay? What it was going to be like to travel with all of these kids overseas. All I knew was I was getting to travel with my child overseas.
Hmm.
I was excited about it, but nervous. Um, what were you thinking, Quincy?
Oh my god, there's so much. There's so much. But specifically, I don't know. I It was from June, like right after school got out, till like the beginning of July. And there was like amalgamation of different kids.
Amalgamation.
Yeah,
Come
I
on.
gotta drop one or two words every episode.
Go ahead, kid. I
But
ain't mad at you.
yeah, but I don't know. It was I was very nervous, I'd say. There were not a lot of people I knew, and I knew that you had kind of talked about me to everyone. So I didn't really know what to expect, honestly. But I don't know. It was probably it's definitely one of the best experiences I've had in my 17 years of living. Like, it was great, and now every time I
Hey.
think about it, I just want to go back, and it's kind of like a curse.
I'm so happy. Like, I knew I was contributing to one of those like major core
Yeah, it's
memories.
definitely a core memory.
If you've ever seen the movie Inside Out.
Mm,
And oh man, so I have a list of the places we went to,
mm,
okay? We we were out in Europe for about 2 weeks, and we started with Milan.
mm,
Milan. Yes. And what happened was the way that the tour company is set up, we don't mention names because we're not doing any free promo,
mm,
but we had basically like a private uh, tour bus that would take us from city to city. We started in Milan, and then we went over to Venice, where we stayed for 2 days, down to Florence for another 2 nights,
mhm,
Florence for another 2 nights, Assisi for the day, down to Rome for 2 nights, um, all the way down to the Sorrento region for one night, up to Pompeii. That was Italy.
mm.
So let's talk about our trip, our time in Italy first.
Well, am I allowed to say the tour guides' names, or no? No, I'm not gonna say like the company, but just the tour guides' names. Just shout them out.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Well, shout out to Grace and Salvatore. He was our bus driver, and Grace was our tour guide for both Italy and Greece, and they were so nice.
Oh, that's so sweet. You remembered. I remember Grace's name, but I didn't remember our bus driver's name.
No, he just
So
has such a unique name, Salvatore.
Salvatore.
Yeah.
Okay.
But should I start from like the beginning?
Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead.
Well, it was very fun. Being it kind of like being a school trip. I had a
It
bunk
was,
with
yeah, it was
Yeah, it was a school trip. I bunked with um
maybe two other
two other
kids.
kids. I think it was two or one. I had like I just wanted to be on top of everything, so I woke up early. I got stuff done.
That's my
Um,
kid.
yeah, just trying to be on top of things because I was excited. I was super excited. The kids were interesting at first, but as we developed, I gradually started to like them and stuff, and it honestly felt like I had made like a lot of friends over that trip. So I'm very happy. They taught me games. I didn't know how to play spoons over that trip.
What?
Any card games? I think there was blackjack. Um,
You was gambling.
no, but not with money anyway. Hey, we're in Greece, so but I remember first thing we had done. I think we went to go see where Romeo and Juliet were, or
Did
their
we?
historical. Yeah, that was for the first day. Their historical kind of.
I
Is that
don't
the
know. Honestly,
historical
it's
place?
all a blur,
It is all a blur.
right? Um, I feel like the first major city that we spent time in was Venice.
Venice.
Okay,
Oh,
so if you think
Venice.
about
Mm,
Venice, it was really hot.
it was hot.
And I think you had to switch. You had on like this really
Oh
hot
yeah.
like sweatshirt, and so you had to switch out of that.
So.
I needed to find a new suitcase. It
Hmm.
was just a little bit of like trying to get acclimated to the area. Uh,
So yeah, it was like we had really gotten off the plane, and it was just right. It was just right to it. Yeah, because I was still in my what's the outfit called when you go to the airport?
your airport outfit.
Like
Your airport
Yeah,
outfit.
airport
There's
outfit,
no
whatever.
special name
Yeah, and it
for
was
it.
just it was super humid and super hot. So
So hot.
yeah,
So
so
hot. Like you were swaggy, but you
I
were
was swaggy.
also sweaty.
Yeah. So yeah, we were in Venice, and
Mm-hmm.
I remember going to like I just remember seeing all the designer that they had. It was so much, and it was just in the architecture. I'm a architecture and history buff, so I just loved all the history, and learning, especially about the Catholic. I'm not Catholic, by the way, but the Catholic Church, and it was such an experience, like to see all that culture and to see
Mm-hmm.
what I've like been missing.
Mm-hmm.
It was great.
Yeah, so of course while we were in Venice, we did the gondola
Mm,
rides.
that was scary.
And I don't know, I hate this privilege about myself. I'm
Mm,
going to be the first to admit it. I am someone who, when I go and experience a new country and perhaps experience that touristy thing for the first time, it is so underwhelming. And I'm just like, okay, I guess this is it. I don't know what that is. It's probably privilege. I'm going to call it for what it is. But I just wasn't, it just didn't do it for me. Like, it's like,
mm.
okay, check. I did the gondola ride. But how did you feel about it?
I don't know. I mean, I had never been out of the country, so it was like a shock. It was like a culture shock. Like
Mm-hmm.
they had ice cream there. It was gelato, more specifically. That was
Mm-hmm.
very
The
good.
gelato was good.
The people were nice. I'd have to say. I don't know. I didn't like when they touched you. That was a little bit
Okay,
weird.
like we're not there
Oh,
yet.
okay. Sorry.
Okay, we're not there yet. Let's go
Yeah.
down the country. So Lord. All right. So we went to Venice. We did the gondola rides. What else?
Mm,
The next city we went to was Florence.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Florence, I feel like, is where we got to um, maybe first see a lot of the gypsies
Mm,
that were going around begging, and they were pretty persistent.
mm-hmm.
I know one gypsy woman. Me, I just, did what I did and just ignored her and turned my back toward her. Well, she thought it would be funny to take her cane and poke my bottom. And mind you, we're on a tour. We have these headphones,
Mm,
and I think I was close to the woman giving the tour.
mm-hmm.
And so in her microphone, I must have said, "Did you just poke my butt?" or something I said. And
Mm-hmm.
like everyone who had headphones in heard me. And it was just like, and the lady is just laughing. But that was the first time I was basically um, accosted, harassed. I don't know what we want to use. Um, when we were out of the country, but yeah, that happened. Assisi. Assisi was
Mm.
beautiful, also hot.
It was
Y'all,
very hot. I think that was the hottest it got.
y'all will be hard pressed to find a tree in Italy.
Mm,
I don't know how the Romans did it, but of course, that is why they had their beautiful olive skin,
mm,
because one Nana tree in sight. Um, Assisi is where I thought I was going to, find my son's future wife. And
mm.
my I thought
Oh
my
man.
son was going to find his future wife, and I was going to find my future daughter-in-law,
Mm.
because we stopped at this little pastry shop or deli shop,
It was yeah. That was
and the guy was like, my daughter, she thinks your son is muy lindo, muy lindo.
que lindo. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all, I'm not gonna hold you. This little girl looked like a very miniature version of Sophia Loren. For those of you who are a bit mature, you know who Sophia Loren was,
Mm.
okay? And
I don't know who that is.
you don't. That's okay. You can Google her later. But she was hitting, okay, back in her day.
Mm.
She's even older than I am, much older. But she was hitting and couldn't speak much English, if in any at all. But her father wrote her information down, her Snapchat,
Mm-hmm.
gave it to my son. And it was the funniest thing. And so my son was like so not having it.
No, you.
And
Mm,
I her older sister was there. And so I was like, let me take a picture of y'all.
mm-hmm.
Y'all, I still have this picture. It is up on my Facebook. If you were to see this picture, and maybe we'll post it in the
It's
content,
fun.
my son, his body language is so closed,
It was
right?
just so like awkward. Like I was like, why you gotta take a
Yeah,
picture?
yeah. To commemorate the moment
Of
or what have
course,
you.
of
This little
course.
girl is nuzzled up to him.
Mm.
Even one of my line sisters was like, tell her give nephew 50 feet. Tell her back up.
uh,
But she was just in love. And in fact, everywhere we went in Europe, okay,
mm.
the girls was throwing themselves at Quincy, okay? Quincy had the res. Quincy
Other
had the
risk.
sauce.
Yeah.
And he didn't even know it.
No, I really did it. I mean, looking back on it now, I definitely get like, there's not I there's like none like no black people really in Italy or Greece, and I have a friend from Greece who transfer student. He's leaving pretty soon, but he tells me he's like, yeah, there's not a lot of
Black people.
yeah. So
Okay.
I can get the appeal. I can understand.
Yeah, you were exotic to
Yeah, basically
them.
people were touching my hair, and that other girl,
Lord, yes, they
forgot her
were.
name, but no, the girl, she was the same age as me. Her name was, should I drop name drop her?
No.
Okay, no name drop. But no, she was very nice. It was just like awkward and stuff.
Yeah,
I was
and
already
then all of that to say he lost her information. But that's because, quiet as it's kept, he only had, his heart set on one girl back home,
mm,
and that's his current girlfriend. So he wasn't checking for anybody overseas. You know, shout out to my little 20 twin. Um, but it was very exciting.
mm,
And finally, as much as I spoke about like my privilege and not really enjoying like the gondola ride, I was the same way when I saw like the Eiffel Tower for the first time. I was
mm,
like, that's it. Um, Rome,
mm,
one of my favorite cities
mm,
in Europe. And I'm hard to impress, while at the same time easy to impress. But when I tell you St. Peter's Basilica, Sistine Chapel,
mm,
some of the most beautiful, extraordinary structures I have ever seen in my entire life.
yeah,
I have never been so in awe. Like,
yeah.
Michelangelo,
Like, yeah.
Mikhail, Mickey Boo, like you did your
No,
big
he
one
did his
on
big
that.
one for real. That was
Yes,
like,
I was
mhm.
speechless.
No, especially like I like art as well, but just thinking about it, like looking up at the ceiling, seeing like the
Oh,
whole history of just like
yes.
Genesis, the Bible. Imagine
Mm,
having to go on that ceiling, no
mm.
AC, no AC, having to hang from that ceiling,
Mm-mm.
paint for over a year. Do you know how
Yeah,
challenging
several
that
years.
was to
Yeah.
and just produce such a like magnificent piece of artwork that's still with us today? That's just like,
I've not seen anything like it.
no, I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad we didn't take any pictures because that was like
Yeah, you're not allowed
surreal.
to take
No,
pictures when you're in
it's really
there.
something that you also have to just like feel.
You have to
Yeah,
experience it.
no.
It is absolutely stunning.
Hmm.
So, then we went to Sorrento and Pompeii, but um, now we're moving over to Greece,
Mm,
right? Okay. So Greece was cool. I couldn't get the language for whatever reason in Italy because I speak Spanish and I wanted to speak Italian with a
mm.
Spanish accent, but Greek, oh, it was fun to pick up.
Yeah,
So I was like, Calimera,
Calimera,
Calispera,
Calypso, yeah,
Efaristo. All
Evaristo.
right. So while we were in Greece, we got to check out the Meteora region and Delphi,
Mm,
Mycenae, Argolida, Epidaurus, where else? And Athens. Mind you, like Athens is nothing like I expected it to be. It was more urban
mm,
than I expected it. It had a lot of graffiti, but just like when we saw like the Colosseum and everything, like there were just pieces of history that you were just
Mm.
floored
Scattered throughout the city.
to
Yes.
see in real time. And it was just so, I mean, you were awestruck
Mm.
and you were just grateful to see it in real time.
Yes.
But I know your favorite city happened to be what, Delphi?
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to read something up on a hill.
Yeah. I mean, it was. So first off, uh, I don't know. I just love Greece. I love. Like everything about it. It's
Mhm.
the architecture, the ancient history, or it's not really ancient. I mean, it is ancient
Yeah,
history.
for sure.
Yeah. Um, but just all the concepts of it and just how it's kind of combined with culture and society today.
Mm.
So Delphi was my favorite place because I knew about the history. It
Mm.
was one of Apollo's, whose Apollo was the sun is the sun god. He had not a gypsy, but someone who would read his prophecies for him.
Mm.
Um, and it was there. I'm pretty sure they found out that there was a leakage in gas somewhere in the rocks that made the person hallucinate, which made them see these visions. But still, either way, the history around it is amazing,
Mm.
and the ruins are still there. By the way, the drive up there was kind of scary, but
It was a nice spiritual experience.
yes.
I was explaining it to someone who is Greek,
Mm,
and I was like, it was a beautiful. I
it
love
was
Greece.
beautiful.
I love the food. I
Oh
know
my
people are
god.
pressed about the food in Italy. I ain't gonna hold y'all. The food in Greece,
Mm,
top tier,
yeah, I gotta.
healthy. Um,
That's
the
all.
watermelon has
Oh my
seeds.
god, I gotta talk about the food now. Dang.
The watermelon has seeds, like fresh. The
Mm-hmm.
Greek salads, like, come on now, like
Mm,
that alone. And we weren't in your typical touristy places like, Santorini and everything.
mm,
But where we were, the places we went were still beautiful.
yeah.
Even the Meteora region where
Mm.
we went to saw the
Oh my
monasteries,
god, those mountains, they were just
the
shaped like
mountains.
nothing I
Yes.
hadn't
I
seen
mean,
before.
everything was like ethereal and
Yeah, it
just
felt like it felt like an actual literal backdrop that someone created.
Oh yeah, I took me some great pictures.
Hmm.
Quincy was like a junior version of America's Next Top Model on this trip. Okay. I took so many great pictures. Everyone knows I'm the best photographer of everyone else, not myself personally, but I be hitting people's angles.
Hmm.
And I loved watching him experience this trip. I mean, jumping off of boats into the
Oh my god, yeah, that was really fun.
ocean. I got my first sting, right? I think I
Oh
got
yeah,
I
yeah,
got
your
like
first
a,
thing.
a bee sting or a wasp
Yeah, I think you
sting
thought
in
you
Greece.
thought you had to go to the ER
Well, I mean, I knew I didn't have to go to the ER. I
mm,
think I put toothpaste on it. I don't know
or
where I
something.
found out that remedy.
Mm.
But I also got, uh developed up by an older man in Greece. Um
You know,
yeah, we're just gonna gloss over that.
no, yeah, so
But it was still a time and it was a memorable one. The people were
mm,
absolutely
they're gorgeous. They're
a
so nice.
joy.
Yeah.
A joy.
No, I have to. I'm gonna go into more into that, but I don't. I can't really say too much. I feel like because I don't know like the government, but like in Greece and Italy, the food there specifically is not like anything that's in America.
Come on
And
now. Talk
so
about
yeah,
it.
they were feeding us. They weren't feeding us, but we got to choose really bread, salad, oil. Italy, they had a lot of pizzas. They had a lot of like subs almost. Um, yeah, carbs,
Carb based
honestly. And you
stuff.
would
Yeah.
think that's bad for you, but that's
Hmm.
probably the best I felt in
Oh,
all of my
yeah.
entirety of living in America because like the food just felt healthier. It gave me energy.
Always.
I know
Always.
my acne disappeared. I
Not disappear.
yeah,
Okay.
and then I went to Greece and that was a whole nother level of food. Like
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that was I had moussaka.
Yeah, you said it.
Yeah, so
Okay,
yeah, I had baklava, which is like it's my favorite dessert to this day. Nobody can like recreate it, but
okay.
and the watermelon there was so sweet. Like the food, just like it just made
Yes.
me love the world more. I guess I don't know how
See,
to.
and that's the point. Like, the world is so much bigger than the zip code that you are living in
Exactly.
currently, or were born in, or grew up in. And baby, you know me, like,
Hmm.
I travel.
Hmm.
So I just got back this past spring break from Iceland and, from Reykjavik and
London.
London.
Yeah.
And the food there was delicious.
Mm,
But you will never feel bloated the way that you do
exactly.
here,
Exactly.
because the ingredients, and like, we're not going to get into it, but baby, the way that the food is processed here, like, it will
Mm.
keep you sick.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So that was absolutely invigorating and refreshing, the food there in Greece.
No, yeah, and I think that's to do with like a lot of the hospitality there as well, because the people were nice, they were generous, they were curious. I did have a couple of times in Greece where people touched my hair a little bit. They thought it was a wig. Their exact words. I was like,
Yeah, I
no,
think
this
I
is
had
real.
my hair touched as
Yeah,
well.
I get a little.
So,
They're like,
like,
is this so glow? You know,
no, they did
they didn't
not
say
say
that, but
that. They
that's
have
just
no idea what So Glow
a
is.
reference to a very good movie.
But,
It's like,
but all that to say, like, the kids were absolutely on their best behavior. We had
yeah,
no incidents. And, Diamond was a great tour leader.
mm-hmm,
He held us down. There were 30 of us total. Okay. Everyone remained safe, accounted for. Everyone had a great time. I got to meet some other moms.
mm-hmm,
Shout out to Rosa, Suzanne, and Catherine. We linked up back here stateside. They were the ones that really put me on to my favorite wine of choice, Chardonnay.
mm,
And um, we really just kind of enjoyed watching our children enjoy seeing the world. Like, we were enjoying the world, like, through your eyes.
mm,
And the biggest takeaway from that trip was not so much like, oh, look at what I get to do and experience. It was all about, look at what my child gets to experience.
yeah,
Look at how he's experiencing it. What a blessing that is to
I
have
know,
been
yeah,
able to bestow that upon him,
mm,
because I never had that experience. And I'm sure that my mother and father would have loved to have given that to me, but they just didn't have that
mm,
opportunity to be able to afford it for me, to be able to afford it to me. So I'm so grateful that I had that, you know, to give to you. And even more grateful that we got a chance to kind of run it back,
yeah,
you know, coming up shortly with Ecuador and the Galapagos
Galapagos.
Islands, South America.
Hmm.
What?
I know. I
Like, I'm trying
know.
to be like you when I grow up, kid.
Yeah, yeah. No, this is traveling. You know, you giving me the opportunity to travel has definitely intensified my love for travel if I didn't have any, but it's made it like tenfold.
Mm.
And I just like experiencing that culture. I don't even care if I go by myself anymore. Like just
I feel you.
experiencing other people. You know, I made
Mm-hmm.
so many friendships, bonds. Um,
Yes.
Me and Andrew, who was a kid on the trip.
Yep, he's cool.
Um,
The Kidder family.
yeah, we
Shout
don't,
out to
yeah,
them.
kid or family. We don't really talk anymore, but just that, like, we're still cool. Like, you know, he'll hit me
Mm-hmm.
up. I'll hit him up sometimes. Be like, "What's up?"
Aw.
He works out. He's very athletic, and he's
He's a great
yeah,
athlete.
yeah, great physique, and he taught me a lot of things to help me improve faster. And I feel like I would have never found that out had I not gone on the trip.
See, there you
So yeah,
go.
other than the traveling experience, I made a lot of good connections as well. So I'm grateful,
Yes, I
extremely
love that
grateful.
for you. I
Yeah.
love that for you so much. And yep, I still, keep in contact with the moms, as
Mm-hmm.
the kids call I call our group,
Mm-hmm.
and his mom in particular. And we were just so tickled, because we got to room together, and then to see you guys kind of bond and connect right away.
Yeah.
We love that for you. But yeah, traveling with kids, like, I enjoyed it.
Mm.
I didn't mind it at all. So
No, yeah.
looking forward to doing it again. What
Hmm.
were you gonna say?
Oh, can I? Am I allowed to mention like songs, song names?
Song names?
Yeah,
Yeah.
song with like artist. So I went on when I went to Greece. I also developed a love for an artist that you actually introduced me to,
Oh,
Frank
did I?
Ocean. You know,
Oh.
I actually didn't know about Frank Ocean until you
Oh.
showed me him. Thinking about you, and you know, now I love him and his music and his
Oh.
um
Also,
just
a
variety.
little
Yeah. Yeah,
before you
exactly.
can excuse
So
something.
no, it was really almost like an awakening.
Okay,
So
awakening.
yeah, no, I'm just really grateful, and I really want to go again. I'm definitely gonna be out there. So you'll see me soon, Greece, Italy.
Okay. Okay. Well, so grateful that we got to share this experience with
Mhm.
everyone. And as always, I love you, Quincy.
I love you too, Mama.